With a brief opening statement, Coach, if you'd like to address the victory.
Yeah, great win for our program. Wisconsin obviously is playing really well right now. They're playing without any pressure, they're playing loose, and they're playing confident. And they challenged us to 2 overtimes tonight. Just a great basketball game, and we had to figure out a way to grind it out. Thanks to Hallie Thome doing a little bit of everything. I mean, she scored the basketball, she made some free throws down the stretch, but she also passed the ball exceptionally well. So our inside presence was able to get going down late. We picked up some fouls, which was really critical to our success. But for our program, this is the first time since 2001 we are advancing to this point. So I just think that speaks volumes to our senior class and kind of what they've meant to our program. And obviously we have some young freshmen in Naz and Amy Dilk who have made major contributions, but we're led by our seniors out there, and I thought I was really happy with the way that they hung tough even when things weren't going our way, to figure out a way to grind it out. Hopefully we're not feeling that much pressure tomorrow and we play a little bit more confident, a little bit looser than we did today, because we're playing against a great Maryland team. But I'm sorry, I'm talking way more than I normally do. My last thing that I'm going to say is, because I want this to be shout out to the world, our league is stronger. I've been here for 7 years. I came from the Big East with, you know, the likes of when the Big East was the Big East, of Rutgers and Notre Dame and UConn and on and on and on. Our league is stronger than it's ever been, and it's stronger than it's ever been from top to bottom, and any team could beat anyone on any given night, and I think we saw that yesterday. So it's just an exciting time for the Big Ten.
Fantastic, great endorsement. We've got Michigan students. It's all true. I'm not gonna debate that. Michigan students, Naz Hillmon, Hallie Thome. We're open for questions. Again, please use our microphones and please direct individual questions to individual players. Please, front row.
Congratulations on the win. Naz, is this like, you know, you're a newbie or a freshman? How are you feeling about this? You know, about this win, and you know, what can you take from it moving forward in the semifinals?
Question for Naz.
Yeah, this was very exciting. Big stage, big lights, but having my teammates behind me and carrying me through this experience has been just amazing. I mean, we had our seniors and juniors all the way down. They've been in this situation before, so they know the likes of what's going on, and they've just been helping me throughout this process. But it's been amazing. Great to play with my teammates, and it's awesome to get a win.
Hallie, what is it like, you've been through these battles now before, getting ready with the double bye? You know, you're playing a team with a lot of momentum generally, I think, all these years. What are the challenges there? What do you communicate to your teammates? How do you handle it differently than, let's say, other games?
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Question for Hallie.
Definitely this year coming in, we saw Wisconsin, kind of like the Cinderella story, so can't take any team light. So you gotta go out there and play like it's your last game. And then also just making sure we're mentally prepared and focusing on that. And then realizing we're fresh, we have the legs. So the 2 overtimes, I feel like if we were like a Wisconsin team, it could have been harder, but I felt like we were able to get up and down the court very fast and get easy buckets in transition.
Question for Holly. It was a physical game, the whole game. A lot of bodies were hitting the floor. How were you able to, I guess, kind of take control of the game in the second overtime with those layups and with those openings that you were getting?
Hallie.
So with that, I think our teammates did an outstanding job of putting us in the position to score. And then having 2 posts, Naz and I, you gotta pick and choose your battle, and then having Nicole Munger on the perimeter. So with that, either you give up a 2 or you give up a 3. So with that, we have to make sure that we're moving the ball easily. And at the end of the day, the guards are putting me in the right position to score. So I don't really have to think about it. I can just go up.
Naz, I'm sure some history or creating a legacy for yourself and this team was probably important to you when you committed, but it's the first semi since '02 that the program is going to in the Big Ten tournament. Does that have any significance for you as a young player, probably with big dreams?
Question for Naz.
For Naz.
For those that are confused by that, I'm doing that for the sake of our transcriptionists, so they know who is speaking. Go ahead, Naz, please.
You're not just silly. They were getting very confused.
I thought it was like, well, what is?
Yeah. But just being able to be a part of something like this, like Coach said, 18 years, finally getting this position. I mean, I want to do anything that I can for my team, and just being a part of this has been amazing. And it is special. I mean, as much as the accolades, personal accolades are great and good, we want the ultimate Big Ten championship. So that's all we're focused on right now. And of course, it's amazing to be a part of that, to be a part of this game and have that, be in that 18-year span. So.
Any other questions for our students?
Good job, Naz.
All right, ladies, congratulations. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Congratulations.
Yeah, students are dismissed. Young
Okay.
students are
Thank
dismissed.
you. I'm like, up here.
Is this your first rodeo?
All right, questions for Coach Barnes or Rico?
Hi again, Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
Handling the double bye, so you've been through this, what are the keys from a team prep standpoint that there always seems to be some, most teams seem to have it, just get tripped up by, or it can be a struggle. What's different in the
You know,
preparation?
Ralph, and I thought about this, and I didn't even ask Sarah to check it out, but I don't know personally if I've ever won a game where we've got a double bye. You've checked it out. So I was sick about it leading up to it. I never said that to these guys. But the year at St. John's when we beat UConn and we went to the Sweet 16, tremendous team, we got a double bye, and we were upset in the first round. So it's tough, and we tried to switch things up a little bit this year and come and watch yesterday's game and try to change the mood, but then I feel like I've been here since probably Christmas. So, you know, either way you go about it, I think it's definitely tough, and I think that's why this first one was really important for us. And our kids were tight. I think they were really tight because the expectations were, you know, we gotta win. We're supposed to beat Wisconsin. We just beat them twice, and you know, Wisconsin had nothing to lose. So I had to pick my stomach. I did, and I think, you know, the double bye is great, but it doesn't give you, you know, the mojo of being up plenty. But finally, it's been broken. It's been broken.
Coach, today was definitely March Madness for your team. It was pretty much a chess match the whole game. What do you attribute that to? Do you think it was offensive, or do you think it was more of defense from both teams?
You know, we just played Wisconsin last week, so they just saw everything that we were all about. I mean, we did for them too, so that's why you're saying it's a chess match. And they were prepared for us, and we were prepared for them. Things that we got them with last week, they handled a lot better today. In terms of our press, we really were able to frazzle them last game with our press, and tonight we really weren't. But like you said, in March, you know, it's gonna be madness, and you're gonna see some different teams that are gonna step up and be able to make great plays and win games. That's why I want our kids to really celebrate this and enjoy this for a second, because it easily could have gone the other way.
How do you, after a double overtime game, get your team rested up and prepared for a match with Maryland?
Yeah, I think that's what the Big Ten tournament is all about. That's what March Madness is all about. We challenged ourselves, we challenged our team all year long with our schedule, and we went and played in a tournament at Thanksgiving where we played 3 days in a row. And we didn't just play, we played Missouri, we played Texas, and we played Washington. So we challenged ourselves against 3 Power 5 teams to put ourselves in a situation that we would be in tomorrow. And our kids are ready for it. We're excited for it. I mean, you saw Wisconsin today that played 3 days and you know, still was able to grind things out. So we know we have an incredible matchup tomorrow with a tough Maryland team who played exceptionally well against Michigan State today. But our kids are, you know, survive in advance. They're hungry. They're excited to be here, and we're excited to continue to play.
Time for one more question for Coach Barnes or Rico. Anybody? All right, Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Oh my gosh. Woo-wee! Thanks, guys.
Go get a little rest, come back, do it again tomorrow.
Okay. That'll be something. Good luck. Yeah, I'll see you.
All right, we've got Coach Sipsis and Wisconsin on their way down. Kelly, Karlis, Marsha, Howard, and I am Beverley. expect you to join them.
Let's say Beverley was.
Mic drop.
Say it again. Please comment.
Glad they changed.
If you would, go ahead and make an opening statement, please.
Obviously, the last game of the season is always the hardest, when you know, you have a team that is playing its best basketball and being led by two seniors seated next to me. You know, in the last 3 days, it played 38, and then, you know, Kelly played almost 48 today, Marsha played 45. They gave us everything they had, and again, you know, we knew, you know, coming in, this is our 6th game in 11 days. We didn't share that with the team. We hope they didn't do that math. But it's pretty remarkable on this run we've had, and history's been made. You know, we first obviously, you know, 13 seed to win a game. We win 2 games, and we have opportunities at the end of regulation and at the end of the first overtime to win the game. But I couldn't be more proud as a coach, not just for this push, but what these 2 seniors have meant to our program as we're trying to move Wisconsin women's basketball forward. And as I told them in the locker room, how proud I am of them. I don't have words to make this hurt go away. But when you invest, as these 2 have, it's gonna hurt because they gave everything they had. And as a coach, I love them for that. I love them for how they've grown in their time, whether it's 2 years or 4 years between Kelly and Marsha. And again, moving forward, they've helped our program take steps. And I want to make sure our underclassmen know how important that is as we're building the program. So the game itself, again, back and forth. You see how many lead changes, how many times it's tied. You know, it never came down to one play. But I can just tell you that I felt like our team never thought about, hey, we've played 2 games. They left it on the court. And the one thing I had told them is your heart doesn't get tired. And I think these guys played with tremendous heart. And I couldn't be more proud to be their head coach.
Excellent. We'll open questions for the students, please.
Kelly, Kelly, in terms of legs, you know, playing not just 3 games in 3 days, you know, you played 47 minutes. What kind of factor was that at playing into overtimes today, if anything? Otherwise, you guys are right there, just from an energy perspective and legs perspective.
Our strength coach did a great job of getting us ready each day, each game, and it was pretty tiring today going into the 3rd game, especially being so old, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's definitely tiring, but it's a big mental game for me, and I know for my teammates as well. We all know we could push through it and get to those last few seconds.
You're 21.
Marsha, what does this season mean to you, and you know, and to the underclassmen? You know, what legacy will you leave them?
They were already telling me the legacy that I left for them as I was walking off the court or as we entered the locker room. But proud to say that I was a part of a group that was able to expand our game to the third round of the Big Ten tournament. And to leave behind my underclassmen, the will and the fight to power through, just knowing that nothing is ever over. You can always overcome obstacles and to keep fighting until the clock says 0.
Questions for the students, please. All right, Marsha and Kelly, congratulations. Great job, great tournament. Students are dismissed.
Thank you.
And we'll take questions for Coach Sippis.
Coach, when you maybe think back bigger picture, what are some of the developments or the growth you think from your returning group that are going to be translatable, you think, from these 3 days, or even better, the 6 games in 11 days? But what are some of the things maybe into next year that are going to be translatable in terms of growth and progress?
Well, I think first, I think from day one that I've had, been blessed to have the opportunity to be the head coach at Wisconsin was that daily improvement. Not just as a basketball player, but I've been entrusted by parents to help watch a young woman develop. And that's obviously on the basketball court is usually the first how that starts. But again, I think you look and see with this season what we were able to do from a basketball program, from our non-conference success, to start 6-0, to be 9-3 in the non-conference. The ups and downs, obviously, I think the Big Ten is as strong as, at least in my 3 years, as it's been. I think we were trying to count almost every team in the league beat a ranked team. But I think understanding there's always work to do. And again, 5 days ago, we're in Ann Arbor and we've just lost to Rutgers handily, and we are down 24 in the third quarter. And I think in today's day and age, that could have been, we'll just go play in the Big Ten tournament and spring break's coming up. And our team wouldn't do that. And I think that's the translatable skill is there's always more work to do. You need to enjoy the moment. You need to understand the expectation of being more than just a basketball player at Wisconsin. In the last 2 semesters, our kids have had the highest GPA last spring ever recorded by women's basketball, and then went above and beyond that in the fall. They're active in the community. They're just great people. And to have, as basketball players, the memories that young women look up to them, and to be able to come to our games or come to our practice or interact with them, puts our women's basketball as a whole in a better place. And I know we as coaches, not everything, a lot of things look at the final record. We do a lot of things that is better, and it's continuing to grow. But that group, what happened these last 3 days, I think showed what they've done all year. And again, I think the underclassmen have to understand how hard that is. When you've done things that no program has done from that seed spot and just the 3-day experience. And if you'd have told me in the middle of the third quarter last Sunday, hey, you'll be playing, you'll have 2 shots at it to go to the semifinals of the Big Ten tournament, I would have taken that right there and then. But it's a credit to our kids and coming back on Monday and practicing and getting ready. And I hope with this, this group that is about to become seniors, with Courtney Fredrickson, who's been out with an injury, and Abby and Suzanne and Kendra, that was the first group that came in, that when I became the head coach. And now as we've added kids on, to understand the importance and the pride you have to wear to represent the Wisconsin uniform.
Back row.
Hey Coach, can you just talk to me a little bit about the tournament overall? You guys came in, played a Penn State, pretty tough win, and then you guys played a pretty decent Ohio State team, came in and lost to Michigan. Can you tell me what it means to you to come in as a 13th seed and make it almost to the semifinals of the Big Ten tournament?
Yeah, I just think the understanding is when in the Big Ten, if you start looking and trying to say, hey, I'm going to play against this program, you're going to be in trouble. And again, the games did not go the way we would have liked against Penn State the first 2 times. I thought our kids put that behind them. Yesterday, we didn't really care who believed that we would win. And I think at halftime, there were a lot of people saying it's going to play its course. And again, I think our kids understand when we try to emphasize the things they're doing well, the things that'll put them in a position to be successful, and they gain great confidence from that. And that's what put us in a position today to have an opportunity to win. And there's a lot of working to have young women be better basketball players, better students. I think the encompassing thing I can tell you is my number one job is making sure they're confident. And I think that's something that our world needs for young girls, but also at college age when they're developing that. because then they're gonna be confident in whatever they do when they get out of college. And I think that confidence at halftime yesterday, I walked in and I had a group that knew we had not done things the way we were capable of, and they came out and fought. And even today, when Michigan made the run at 5, and we've got kids that, as Kelly had said, have played a lot of minutes, that's mental toughness. And I think those two things go hand in hand to give you an opportunity to be successful.
Right.
So Coach, you talked a little bit just about how your team has grown and, you know, the leadership, but how would you describe the senior leadership, especially coming into the Big Ten tournament where you were a lower seed in every game?
Yeah, you know, one of the examples I used, so our underclassmen understood, you're not entitled to any of this. You're not entitled to, have a shot every time. You know, we where we were seated is obviously how our regular season played out. But to even be here and be a part of it, you know, Marsha Howard was not on the bench her freshman year at Wisconsin for the Big Ten tournament. You know, we have 4 young women who are injured and they're not able to be here. And I just think that they had to understand that journey. And to get ready, and again, we put a bracket up, and not that I'm making, you know, life-altering statements on when you enter tournaments. A lot of people do that, but just, you know what, let's go out and be the most prepared we can for Penn State, and we'll go from there. And I don't think that, you know, obviously when you've lost to a team twice, as a coach, it's my job to make sure they can see how they can be successful against the team. But I thought they came in, and they played, as a coach, you hope at this time of year you're playing your best basketball. And a week ago Thursday and a week ago Sunday, we weren't. But they didn't allow that to dictate for them to grow. And obviously to win the game on Wednesday against Penn State, I thought that was probably one of our best starts in all Big Ten games. Obviously we had to come from behind yesterday. That speaks to the confidence I think they've gained. And then be right there and obviously take a Michigan team that's playing as well as anybody in the league over the last